The smartest sports YouTuber back with another video. And we gotta talk about Tua Tagovailoa, Tua turn the ball over, whatever the fuck you want to call him. We have some delusional Tua-neers, Tua-non, just absolute dumbasses that keep making excuse after excuse for a trash can quarterback. I mean, if we're just gonna be real, he's just not it. He's not a franchise quarterback. He's proven that he's not a franchise quarterback. People can make every excuse in the world. People can say, his feelings are hurt because Brian Flores, this and that. Just shut the fuck up. He's not a franchise quarterback. I've been hearing excuses that, oh, he's checked out. He's mentally checked out because of the way he's been treated. Well, if your quarterback can get mentally checked out in a game where all you need is 2 more wins and you're in the playoffs, if you lose, you're out, and your quarterback is checked out, then he's a coward, he's a bitch, and he doesn't deserve to be a franchise quarterback. But I don't think Tua checked out. I don't think he was mentally not there. I just think he wasn't that good. I think he's not that good. If you look at his season, he's 67.8% completion, 15 touchdowns, 10 picks, shit ton of fumbles. Luckily, they haven't been recovered, many of them, except last game where he just somehow just let go of the ball. It was recovered by the Titans. Averaging 212 yards a game, and it's just 6.9 yards per attempt, but that number's misleading. You should go with intended air yards, and he's one of the lowest, if not the lowest, quarterback in the league is in intended air yards, meaning he's a dump down king. He does not throw the ball down the field at all. He's actually one of the worst quarterbacks at pushing the ball down the field. These are all facts. His RPO numbers are pretty good, but that's just a gimmick offense to try to get a quarterback who's not that good. That's try to get his numbers to look good. I mean, if you run an offense where you hit your first read, you're going to have a high completion percentage. If you're checking down, throwing behind the line of scrimmage a shit ton, your completion percentage is going to be high. If you're not turning the ball over, then your passer rating will be high. But the problem is, Tua turning the ball over is turning the ball over. And when he's not in the RPO, he's a fucking ass quarterback. These are facts. Look at the numbers. He has more interceptions than touchdowns when he's not in the RPO, and that was Mike Vrabel's plan, is to get him out of the RPO, make him do a pro-style offense, and Tua just can't do it, and people want to make excuses about the offensive line. Joe Burrow has the 30th ranked offensive line in terms of pass block win rate. Tua has the 32nd, okay? The past month, when Joe Burrow's been on a tear, the best quarterback in the league the past month, Joe Burrow has had one of the worst offensive lines in the past month. Tua has actually been average offensive line the past month. If you want to look at this Titans game, Tua had a good offensive line in the Titans game. Tua had a run game in the Titans game. He had a running back in Duke Johnson that was averaging 7 yards a carry. Myles Gaskins was averaging over 4.5 yards a carry. So the run game was there. The O-line was there. It was a win, a must-win game, and Tua just flat out choked. Just like he did against Buffalo last year, he flat out choked. Coming into the game, Tua was already struggling. I mean, he came off of shitty performances against the Jets, where, again, his run game was showed up, his O-line was there, and he still played like shit against a terrible Jets team. Then he played the Saints, who had everyone and their mother on the COVID list. No one was there for them, and he still played like shit. And then he goes into a Titans game where they find they're facing a real opponent with real competition. And what happens? 18 of 38, less than 50% completion percentage. And that's what he hangs his hat on. That's what you Tua-neers hang your hat on, is completion percentage. He completed less than 50% of his throws, threw for barely over 200 yards, and he got that at the end of the game. 205 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. And he should have had a couple more interceptions in this game. He overthrew, Mike Gesicki, and then the defender just flat out dropped it. Terrible drop by the defender. I've seen dumbasses online try to say, oh, he only threw it to Gesicki because he was held and he was trying to draw the flag. You don't throw it to someone, oh, okay, he's getting held. And first of all, when he let the ball go, it was not clear he was being held. But you don't throw it to someone and just hope, oh, please, ref, call it. I'm throwing it into triple coverage, and I'm going to overthrow the dude because, oh, please call it, ref. That's a dumbass way of thinking. He was not doing that. It was just a shitty decision and a shitty throw. But Tua-neers and Tua-non, bitch-ass Tua-non fans will just somehow make an excuse for everything. Literally, Tua could take a shit on the field. He could literally drop his pants, take a shit on the field, and they'll say, oh, he only did that because he's feeling pressure because of Brian Flores. They'll find some excuse to try to say Tua is the savior, Tua is not getting his chance, Tua is great, the team around him sucks. Okay, yes, the O-line isn't good. His run game isn't good, but he has Jalen Waddle and Mike Gesicki, who averaged more yards of separation than Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, the top two receivers on the Bengals. And meanwhile, the Dolphins fans are like, look at the Bengals. I don't know where this narrative came where the Bengals fixed their O-line, because I see Dolphin YouTubers try to say, oh, the Bengals did the right thing. You see, they built their offensive line. They got good receivers for Joe Burrow. The Bengals O-line is fucking garbage. They're 30th in the league. Joe Burrow's been sacked 51 times. He's been hit more than any quarterback in the league. The only moves the Bengals made this offseason for offensive line was sign Riley Reef, who wasn't that good to begin with, and he's hurt, and draft Jackson Carman in the second round, who came in out of shape and hasn't even played much this year. The Bengals O-line is absolute dog shit. And they've been worse this past month, and Joe Burrow's still getting shit done. Meanwhile, Tua Tagovailoa is costing his team a chance at the playoffs. And he cost his team a playoff chance last year, and I fucking told you. I told you. The Dolphins are tanking with Tua. They're not tanking for Tua anymore. They're tanking with Tua because Tua is holding them back. I called this from the beginning. I was right. He's just limited. He's a limited quarterback. He's nothing special at all. He's nowhere near on the level of Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert. It's clear as day. Tua and Tua need to shut the fuck up. Stop crying. Stop making every excuse in the book. It's fucking pathetic. You guys are pathetic. These are all fucking facts. A big narrative going into the season was, oh, Tua last year was at 60%, because that's what his trainer said. Oh, yeah, Tua last year was at 60%, but this year he's all better. He's 100%. He's got that Alabama swag back. Go back before the season. Look what the people were saying. Look at what Tua and Tua were saying. Oh, he's got his Alabama swag back. Look at his body. He looks so much better. Oh, he's going to take off this year. And what's happened? He's actually played similar, if not worse, than last season. And supposedly he had a shit supporting cast last year. I mean, he got Jalen Waddle, and somehow he's playing worse. So that just lets you know he's just not good. He's not a good quarterback, and it's pretty obvious. He's a limited quarterback who can only do a certain amount of things, is nothing special, and the things he can do, he's limited at that too. So what can he do, really? He's nothing. He's not a franchise quarterback, and Dolphins fans that don't want Deshaun Watson are absolutely dumb as fuck. Why wouldn't you want a elite quarterback or a top 10 at worst? Let's just say Deshaun Watson at worst. If you don't think he's all that, he's a top 10 quarterback, and you don't want that for Miami. You want Tua turn the ball over, who chokes in every big game. In college, he got this, Dolphins and Tua will say, oh, he's a winner. What did he win? He came in for a half in college and won the game, yes. They didn't have a game plan for him. They didn't do anything to prepare for Tua. When it was Tua's time to lead the team, it was his time to start, he choked in the national championship game against Clemson, absolutely got shut the fuck down. These are all facts. The next season, Joe Burrow beats his ass, wins a national title. Then Tua gets into the league, gets carried by a top 5 defense, chokes in the final game of the season, misses the playoffs. But, Tua won, right? And then what were Dolphins fans or Tua saying? Well, you see Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert can't win like Tua. And now, look, Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert Justin Herbert's about to make the playoffs, probably. He should beat the Raiders. Joe Burrow already clinched his spot in the playoffs because he outdueled Mahomes and the Chiefs and beat their ass while having a shitty O-line, meanwhile. And, so there's really no excuse for Tua. I've been right this whole time. Tua and Tua are fucking pathetic. Tua, you guys are pieces of shit. These are all facts. The fact that you're trying to get rid of Brian Flores, who's one of the best defensive-minded coaches, is absolutely dumb as fuck. Why wouldn't you want Deshaun Watson? Here's the logic that you should. This is simple logic. You put Deshaun Watson, who's a top 10 quarterback, or a top 5 quarterback, however you want to say it. You put a really good quarterback with a really good defensive mind, and you're going to win a lot of games. You can make runs in the playoffs. If you have a top 5, top 10 defense with a top 5, top 10 quarterback, that's a recipe for success, not Tua turn the ball over. So shut the fuck up, Tua. Tua are fucking pathetic. I guess I can expand more into this in other videos, but I'll leave it off. I'll lead off here for now. Tua are fucking dumb as fuck. These are all fucking facts. Tua is garbage. He's not good. Facts also. I just spit facts on this channel, but I'll leave it off there. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and you just listen to the smartest sports YouTuber on the planet. That's a fact. And I'm out.